So I'm learning. I know this is another video right behind the other one, but I'm learning not to reveal too much too soon when talking to a dude. So I was chit chatting just now with this dude that I met online, and I'm really an open book when it comes to discussing any and everything. And part of what I initially was getting at with yesterday's video was the fact that I talk a big game when it comes to being open sexually. I I don't want to say I feel like Madonna in the mid 90s, early 90s, but I feel like Madonna in the mid 90s, early 90s. And that what she said is what she was doing, like when she came out with videos like Human Nature and stuff like that. She said, when I reached 40, now I'm not 40, I'm not. But she was like, when I reached 40, I just really started turning my nose up at how anti-sex this society is. And I decided to be extra sexual as a protest to how anti-sex our society is. And I totally agree with that. Like, I'm there with it. And when it comes to what I talk, I have no problem talking very openly and candidly about sexual experiences with people because I don't see that as such a big deal. And like Madonna, I'm not anti sex. I don't think that sex is a bad thing, and I don't think it should be a bad thing. I think nowadays, es- especially nowadays, I think people need to work to make sure that they are being extra safe and stuff. And sometimes that means not even engaging in sexual activity with people. And I think that's a reasonable response. But the idea of sex, I'm not going to turn my nose up at it. So, anyway, I was talking to him and I was telling him about my being Mary Jane. And if you watched my previous video, you know what that means. That's my hookup guy that I used to have, but I don't have anymore. And I was telling him about it, and I was like, so yeah, and we were joking. And I guess not every joke is funny. Jokes aren't always funny. But I was like, so yeah, I used to have my dude that, there was no connection to him beyond the fact that I would meet him and suck his dick, and that's all there was to it. And I said it literally just like that. And maybe that was a little too candid. And maybe I should have been a little more reserved, put on a little more of a filter, because he ended up shortly thereafter telling me, I gotta go. I gotta call my father. And I'm like, really? Okay. And I took it as a lesson learned. I sent a text message to my best friend talking about maybe I need to use a little more of a filter and not be so open when speaking with dudes. But again, like Madonna, I am so not anti sex. Gosh. So, what would y'all do? I mean, I am not anti sex. I don't have a lot of sex. Probably just like Madonna, she probably doesn't have a lot of sex either, but she's comfortable talking about it. Anyway, what do y'all think? What would y'all do? Do you think I need to put on more of a filter when I first talk to dudes? And yeah, that was one of our first conversations. We just spoke for the first time today. And maybe I should just sort of ease out how open I am to sex talk, but I'm not effing everything that walks, I'm not open to having sex all the time, but I'm open to having sex talk, and I incorporate that in my sense of humor. Am I bad? Am I bad for doing that? Anyway, what do y'all think, YouTube? Peace, be blessed. Quick addendum. Madonna was born 1958, so that means that she didn't reach 40 until 1998. And now that I think about it, I remember she was saying that she became very pro sex because people are anti sex in her mid 30s.